everybody. This is Mr. Hague, and I'm telling you, I've got this new obsession over this thing called AI, and it's such an amazing new invention that, has taken the world by storm in so many ways. It's impacting all parts of our lives, isn't it? I mean, it's like in our television sets, it's in our cars, it's in our education. And the reason I want to talk more about AI is because I know that this is the future. So all you students out there, young adults, this is the future. And, just like using our phones, whether it's an Android, iPhone, or an iPad, or whatever the case may be that we're using, we may not know how to build the darn thing, but boy, it's everywhere we go. It follows us. It's with us. I mean, I've seen kids throw tantrums when their phones are taken away. So AI is like that too. It's going to follow us wherever we go. So whether you're going to work in the field of AI or not, it's there. It's in our homes. It's in our homes right now. And as the future progresses and as the world evolves, depending geopolitically, right now the world's a complete mess, I know, but AI is going to persevere and keep moving forward. And it may unify us, or it may destroy one nation or enhance another. We don't know. But I do know one thing. It's going to play a major role in our lives. So why don't we study right now how AI will impact us in the next 20 years. So I have an article on the website for you to look at. I encourage you to do your own research, obviously. But let me just kind of give you an introduction of what I found during my research on how AI will impact us. Okay, so the first one, of course, is when it comes to work and productivity. And I'm already seeing that. Okay, we see automation everywhere we go. AI, artificial intelligence, automation. Okay, automation and tasks. Basically, AI will handle the repetitive stuff, okay, the mundane stuff. Manufacturing, logistic, customer service, and the customer service part irks me a little bit, but it's there. It's being used. Okay, I hate it when I have to go on a website and I'm looking for customer service and all I get is a darn bot. I don't like that, but it's efficient. Okay, it can answer the basic questions, and that's fine. But so automation is definitely a very important thing. So. For instance, getting simple notifications on your phone. Okay, Mr. Hague, it's 8:30 a.m. in the morning. You've got a graphics class. Let's hop to it. Let's start preparing for it. So it's that kind of thing. But that's a very simple thing, okay? Automation could be like some sort of, reminder that you're going to have to take your meds, or, you press a button and all of a sudden ChatGPT creates an exam for you, or creates a lesson plan for you, or, well, I shouldn't say this, but I will. Maybe if you're a student, writes an entire paper for you. Okay, I didn't say that, but we know it's there. Okay. As far as work and productivity, of course, there is going to be additional job creation and transformation. Okay. Unfortunately, some jobs will be displaced. Okay. And it's coming, okay? And just like anything else in the world, okay, back in the past when we had the invention of the automobile, okay, the horse and buggy drivers were put out of work for a while. After a while, we don't need them anymore, okay? And so same thing with AI. It's going to displace some jobs because we as humans, we evolve, we adjust, okay? But at the same time, it's going to create new jobs, especially when it comes to maintenance, okay? Existing jobs may evolve as well, okay, and it may actually enhance jobs, okay, and we'll go into that a little bit more. But I, for one, believe that AI will definitely improve the workforce, okay, doing things that we don't like to do, okay. So personalized workflows, okay, we use generative AI for assistance, okay. Streamline personal productivity, helping professionals manage tasks. Imagine having to lick stamps for you got to all these envelopes, and you got to, okay? The tongue can only hold so much saliva. But if you have a machine-generated AI, well, there you go. Okay, it can do that automatically. We already have a lot of tools that are kind of old, but that does things in automatic. For instance, a printer. Okay, that's really good. But imagine a printer that can actually scan and actually email. the documents instead of just spitting them out to the feeder. But we have a machine that can actually not only scan the document, but also email and send away to all different people that you want. We kind of already have that already, but generative, it can definitely work with productivity. Now, here comes a real good one, the healthcare part of it. Okay, the healthcare system. Precision medicine, that's right. So imagine a scenario where they take your blood, little prick of the finger, they take your blood, they put it on the microscope, and then they put it inside this machine. And that machine analyzes your DNA, your blood. Okay, well, Mr. Hague will get this kind of medicine at this amount of doses and this, because right now everything's kind of speculative. Okay, well, I have high blood pressure, and one of the things that the doctors had me do was to try out different, blood pressure medication. And then once they figured out this is the right medication, then they got to figure out the right amount of doses. All right. And then that was so, because the only way they measured was my blood pressure started going down and normalized. Well, they thought, okay, great, we got it. We got the right meds at the right doses. Here's a problem that happened later on, and years go by. So years and years go by, I'm using the right dosage, I'm using the right meds. And then suddenly my kidneys started to have problems. That's right, my filtration rate in kidneys. My kidneys started to degenerate. Now they're talking about, we got to do something about this, otherwise you might be on dialysis. And I'm like, oh, hell no. No. You better do something. So as it turned out, they were giving me too much of a med, so they switched everything, and finally they got it right. But you see, with AI, they will be able to see, well, okay, Mr. Hague has this kind of DNA. We want to give him this medicine with this amount, but we know that it'll also hurt his kidney. So let's try another one. That's the kind of artificial intelligence that I want to see, because that will definitely benefit. Another thing is early detection. Okay, I wish we had a machine that can kind of read our genetics, our DNA, that kind of tell us, well, this is what you got to do because you have a family history of cancer, and we want to kind of prevent that, so this is what you need to do. Okay, so I don't know the scenario, but I do know that if I could have prevented my cancer, I would have done it. Also, any kind of upcoming heart attacks, any kind of kidney failures, or any kind of tumor that's forming, okay, that would be a huge benefit to mankind or womankind or any kind, okay? That would definitely help us to have the early detection. Now, when I had prostate cancer, okay, I think I've said this many times before, and one of the things that, well, obviously there's several options that you're given. Laser surgery, remove the prostate or freeze it. I opted to have it removed completely under the guidance and decisions that the doctors helped me make. And yeah, so I was shocked to find out that the doctors aren't the ones who performed the surgery. It was a robot. That's right. These robots, they use this thing called the Da Vinci robot. And if you ever saw that, holy cow, we're going to have a picture of it here on this video here, if you're watching it on video. It is a scary looking dude. 8 arms, look like a mechanical spider. But then I watched a video about this Da Vinci robot, and it is so precise that it can slice the skin off a grape. It is that amazing. And so now, so they removed the whole notion of laparoscopic surgery, which means the surgeon had to go in there and cut things and what kind of other damage that it could have caused. The patient had to stay in the hospital for about at least 3 or 4 days. Me, once I had my surgery, how you feeling? Good. I was drowsy. Good. Okay. Well, we need the bed, so you got to go. What? I was so shocked to hear that, because I thought that they would allow me to stay a couple of nights to observe, but they didn't do that. No, they said I go. But that's the beauty of it. You get to go home. Also, with AI, okay, you can also have good mental health support. All right, someone to talk to, someone to figure you out. There are chatbots, which I'm not crazy about, but there are intervention, diagnoses that that AI can help you with if you're willing to interact with a non-human. I'm not sure if that's something that you would kind of want, but hey, to each his own. I'm sure that they'll make adjustments, but mental health support is really a big thing because sometimes humans aren't there. And to learn to kind of like read things and to be able to, get some encouragement would really be a help. And let me tell you about a non-technical situation, okay? There's this bridge somewhere in the United States where what is known for people jumping off. Okay, now I'm not talking about the Golden Gate. There's another bridge. And one day, a teenager started leaving notes all around the bridge. Notes like, "You are enough. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are this." And when she placed these, the people who attempted suicide would read them. And then from what I understand, that woman saved many lives because they thought about it and they read it and they stopped, which is beautiful. But here's the thing, that lady was never there. The notes were left there. So think about how AI can actually prolong or kind of encourage somebody in the meantime. Okay, I mean, I love listening to podcasts in the morning. I love getting encouragement and affirmations, things that are specific to you. So mental health. Now here comes the big one. Okay, it's education. Ooh, education. That's some crazy stuff here. Okay. Personalized learning. So here's the thing, okay? As an educator, I know that AI, I'm not worried about my job being taken away, okay? I'm not at all because obviously, hopefully I'll have stopped working in about 20, let me see, in about, I say in about 20 years I'd have stopped working, I hope. But yeah, I'm not worried about my job being threatened. So, but in fact, AI is going to make my job easier, I think. But personalized learning, I know that some students just really shouldn't be at school. Okay, they've got a lot of personal social anxiety. They don't like being around kids. I had students, unfortunately, who are just like that throughout my career. And it might be better for them to stay at home as long as they have the discipline to do the work. So homeschooling is going to be a very common thing. In fact, in the higher education level, whether it's college or university homeschooling is the thing. It's it. That's all it is. And it's wonderful because I don't have to, after work, I don't want to have to, I got my teaching credential from Cal State San Bernardino. And let me tell you, I don't want to have to, after work, have a quick bite to eat and then head on over. I think it was like 30 miles away from me to make class. I don't want to do that. Okay, it was nice to go upstairs in my office and just kind of power on the computer, and there are the work. And if I had questions, I can chat with my teacher or refer to a bot that answers the questions for me. It's really wonderful. Okay, and most universities are using that right now. So AI will adapt to the environment of the individual. Okay, and go at your own pace, which is a really good thing. And then not only that, it's global access. So you can have one lesson, the teacher can have one lesson that can apply to a whole world of people. Okay, so it makes it a lot easier. All right. And the beauty of it is that the teacher doesn't have to sit in front of the computer for the most part. Okay, if the person had a question, they can just ask by email or some sort of alert system. And and also the beauty of this is the administrative task and the paperwork that we need help on, attendance, all that is if AI can help us with that, hey, I'm awesome because we teachers, we're asked to do a lot more than what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be just teaching, but we end up doing a lot more than that. All right, so the next thing, of course, is going to be transportation. Transportation is what I'm looking for the most. Automatic, these driverless vehicles. I can't wait till they come. I live in Southern California. I'm sorry, we got some of the worst drivers. These guys, they're just bad. So if we can keep them from driving, okay, seriously, that would be a good thing, okay? Some of these guys, they're just not focused, and it's so scary sometimes. I'm driving the freeway and the car is swerving, going this way, because they're looking at their phones. Sometimes they'll beep, hey, focus. But at any rate, that's the benefit of driverless cars, to know the environment, to know the surroundings. All you got to do is punch in where you need to go and it goes. Okay, I think Google has already developed something like that. Of course, our old buddy Elon Musk is thinking hard about that. And also, in China, I believe they got these things called drone taxis, where basically it goes from one building to another on a drone. There's no pilots. You just get in there, have a seat, and the drone takes off and flies you from one skyscraper to the next. Here in America, I'm not sure if we kind of like that yet. Not yet, but it'll come. And the beauty of it is that your car will remember where you want to go, and all you do is press a button and just relax, chill. And for those who are addicted to the phone, that's a dream come true. You can just drive and be on the phone at the same time. Isn't that cool? All right. Also, the beauty of it with driverless cars is traffic management. Okay, it'll optimize traffic flows and reduce congestion, which living in SoCal is a very much welcome thing. So, if it avoids like certain traffic stops, right now it's already happening because I use Google Maps and I have it programmed so that it would take the fastest route. And so, fastest route may be the longer route, but still, I'd rather get there quicker. So sometimes I go through these back roads and here and there, and I'm like, where are you taking me? So, but I get there on time. So that's the beauty of transportation. And like I said, urban planning, it'll help, AI-driven simulations will help design cities that are more efficient and sustainable for population, for traffic especially. And so let's see how that happens. I mean, because cities are kind of built, aren't they already? So I guess, but there are cities like Phoenix that are expanding. There are other cities in the Midwest that are expanding. I mean, their cities are growing. So having AI to help with urban planning, see into the future what it will be like. So all this is using data that's been collected over the years. And based on that data, AI works. So AI can only work if there's sufficient enough data. All right, so the environment. Okay, that's another beauty thing. Okay, so the AI will definitely have an impact on how we monitor climate change. Now, some of you believe in climate change, others don't believe in climate change, but like it or not, okay, it's been getting hot the past decade or two. I've never seen my area right here. I've never seen it hit 120 before, but it actually hit 120, and it's ridiculously bad. I mean, when I went to Arizona State, I hit 125 riding bikes, and I was like, and okay, I was taking summer school. Isn't it brilliant? Taking summer school at Arizona State. Not a good idea. But anyways, it was actually a cool thing. I got used to it, but a lot of people can't get used to it. So, but what would AI do? Okay, so in other words, you have a car there that's feeling that the temperature outside is 120 and you're about to get in, and it cools down the car before you enter it. That'd be kind of cool. So, but I do know that NASA right now is using some of these AI technologies to monitor climate change and kind of predict environmental flow and environmental impact, and energy needs to help minimize the impact so they can continue on our lives. Let's see what happens. Okay. And also sustainable practices. So energy companies, oil companies, they don't want to hear about regulations just because of the environment. They got to make their money, don't they? Yeah, they got to make their money. Yeah, pretty pathetic if you ask me. But they're going to want to use AI to kind of better and more efficiently utilize their equipment and to be able to see how much they can get away with, okay, or how much they're allowed before the protesters and the environmental freakazoids that kind of block our traffic and all that, before they start getting upset. Okay, remember the pipeline in Pennsylvania or North Dakota or one of those states where basically they didn't want to see oil going up to Canada. And the thing is that, I don't know too much about that scenario, but I do know that environmental is something that we need to be aware of. Okay, we don't want to have another Flint, Michigan situation where they poisoned our waters without knowing ahead of time. So this can at least tell the city planners and the city commissions and farmers and of course the energy companies, whether it's PG&E, gas, electric, or oil companies. They can at least see what may happen and make better judgment. I hope they do. And of course, that also goes down to wildlife conservations. Okay, they have drones and sensors that could kind of see where the animals are. Okay, and help deer from running into the road. Have you ever hit a deer on the road? Yeah, pretty ugly, real ugly. Okay, but fortunately, most of the time, the deer survives. But boy, do they leave a damage in the car. So yeah. Anyways, if any way we can help our friends, our animals, I would love to have that to kind of like we can do something about it. I know in LA, they have these wildlife overpasses where instead of a bridge or instead of a road for cars to go through over a freeway, they have wildlife so that animals can cross over safely, which I think is a wonderful thing. So I'm thankful for the government. Sometimes the government does do good things. I wish they do good things more often. All right, what about entertainment? Okay, how many spend over $5,000 to go to a football game? Not me. Can't afford it. Oh my God, I went to a game, San Diego Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. Ooh, we were so high up there. And we paid like $100. And obviously, if you want to go to an NFL game, you got to spend money, a lot of money, just on the tickets alone. Then there's like $40 to park, and then there's the food, and then everything. It adds up. So I mean, but now with AI, they'll create entertainment systems where, well, if you want to see a game and you're right in the middle of the field, you might be right there in the huddle. There might be actually cameras and some sort of mechanism that gives the viewer an actual player's experience. And imagine going to a music concert, okay, and you're sitting there front row seat watching U2, Bruce Springsteen. Boy, telling my age without giving away my age number. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, all those great guys. I would love to see them. And you're right there, and you're sitting on your couch. You got this headset on, and you're watching the concert. Those stuff. And it's kind of already happening, but I think this is an actual live event that you can do this. But of course, there are going to be ethics involved. We got to worry about misinformation, which is actually, unfortunately, that's happening right now with social media. There's a ton of misinformation. So, but anyways, that won't take away from the entertainment, will it? Immersive experience, I didn't go into that too much, or I skipped over that. But yeah, virtual reality. Yeah, the entertainment is definitely going to be hugely impacted by AI, and I welcome that. But again, we go back to the ethics part of it all. And how fair is it? How many people? I mean, right now, I'm sorry, I don't trust the mainstream media. I just don't believe in it. MSNBC, Fox, NBC, CNN. I just don't believe in that. So I feel like I'm being lied to, or they omit a lot of important information, and a lot of people feel the same way. So I have other news sources that I go to. I'm not going to explain right now. No, it's not TikTok. But I do go to other news sources where I kind of get my information. And so I'm happy to say that I think I'm well informed. But I want to hear both sides of a story, of a conflict. But the thing is that will AI allow for that? Okay, so in other words, if I want to, if two countries are warring at each other, I want to hear one side and I'll hear the other side and what the whole idea is. And so, I want to see if AI will not be so biased in fairness. And if it gets to that point where it's tilting over one side to another, then somebody has a control over that. Somebody has a control. And that is a very serious thing. So we want AI to be for everybody, okay, not just one over the other. So, but government regulation would probably be needed, okay, to make sure and monitor that we don't have biased information. But they're not doing it now, so who says that they'll do it in the future? All right, so another thing, of course, is privacy and surveillance. We don't want mechanisms to go inside homes, okay, to spy on somebody, and that we don't even notice, okay? And I'm not saying that someone's going to bug your house, put little cameras in your house. They may not have to. Who's to say that that webcam that you're looking at right now, is not being used by someone to be watching you? You never know. Yes, as while you're on the computer, the whole world can access your personal computer, like it or not. So I'm just saying, okay? Hi, Uncle Sam. Hi. Okay. All right, so out of course, personal life, we have smart homes. It's so nice to be able to control my temperature using my phone. Of course, there's our temperature wars in my house. Okay, I like the house more cooler. Somebody else wants to go in there and, I'm going to make it hotter. No, cooler, hotter. So that's what we have. So, and of course, only one of us use Hey. I better be careful. Hey Siri. Okay. Yeah, I don't want any device to be turned on. Or Hey Alexa. I don't have Alexa, so it's okay. So yeah, it's really beneficial. Say, hey, such and such and such, turn off the lights, or hey, such and such stuff, turn down the heat, or hey, such and such, turn on the alarm. Okay, so it's really cool. So do I think AI is going to change the world? Absolutely. Will I think it's going to make it better? Yes. Will it make it worse? I think in some cases it might. Depends on who you are and how you use it, and how world governments and the geopolitical arena will impact it. Hopefully not. Of course, the biggest concern would be, whether the machines will create other machines, and programs will create other programs, and there's nothing that we can stop it. Okay, so the Terminator movies, well, hopefully that'll never happen. But it has to change with society, and we have to keep ethics with it. But so for those of you who are interested in a career in AI, I definitely urge you. My next podcast will talk about the different opportunities in AI and how it can impact and how you can get involved. It's a huge growing field. If you want to program, you got to learn Python. If you want to do a news or kind of learn about how to use AI in your everyday lives, you need to have some sort of news source so you can learn about this. And they're everywhere. Okay, so Instagram, TikTok, you can find out about it. Google it, AI sources. All right, so at any rate, that's pretty much good. So, by the way, I'm for real. I'm not virtual. Okay, so at any rate, I want to wish you all the best of luck. Of course, if you have any questions about this podcast, email me, Mr. Hague's Class at Gmail. Yeah, that's right, at Gmail. And, everybody, my students, don't worry about AI. Get A's and B's. Okay, A's and B's. That's right. That's what we want. All right, wishing you all the best. Take care.